Thank you very much, and may I rest on existing protocols. But may I start in recognizing Dr. Babatunde Shotaman, the late Babatunde Shotaman, who was an inspiration to me in my time here before, and gave me the learning that I've had around the issue of HIV/AIDS and Nigeria's history that has stayed with me all my time here in Nigeria. So may I also recognize other great Nigerians, like Mary Beth said. He's just stepped out of the room. He's the most senior UN official here in this room, and in actual fact, probably physically in Nigeria, Dr. Chikwe, and Dr. Sani Aliyu, who is my current mentor on everything to do with health, Nigeria, and everything else that this great nation lends ourselves to. But it's great to be here with you all, and thank you so much. History informs us, and I think this book does very well to help us understand what great achievements Nigeria has made in the years gone by, without which we would be in a very different place today. And I want to thank Dr. Sani, Erasmus, and Dr. Adiwelu for inspiring us to produce this wonderful book. While history informs us, the future, or our future, defines us. And there are two things I think that we need to focus on. One, I think, is what Faith said earlier on. No child should be born with HIV/AIDS in this time. And we need to do everything possible to ensure, through testing, through care, through prevention and all the rest of it, to ensure that that is not the case. And then second is, where do we go with HIV in a country like Nigeria? And I think, Dr. Sani, you've eloquently put it, and is integrating it into the primary healthcare system and the referral in the secondary system. And it's about that investment in our primary healthcare as the entry point into good health and prevention, and the referral system thereof that ensures that Nigeria continues this very strong history of ensuring that HIV/AIDS is something that we survive or is something of the past. And that investment in primary healthcare, that domestic investment in primary healthcare and the healthcare system, is integral. And then finally, I want to thank the United Nations for all its efforts over the years, its efforts in working with the government and in producing this book here. But finally, with thanking Erasmus for everything that you have done. You are an inspiration to us all. This won't be your last, but will be one of your last events with us. And what you have done to Nigeria has been amazing. What you have contributed to the UN has been fantastic. And we wish you all the luck in the future. And thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Emeka. I'll keep this short. I'm not here in an official capacity, but I'm working from home, as we say, this week. So home literally defined in Nigeria. I just want to say a couple of words before I get to Erasmus. Professor Idoko said a few things. He will remember where we met the first time. I was a graduate student doing my MPH, and I wrote an abstract to attend the 2000 Conference on AIDS in 2000 in Durban. Professor Idoko was still in academia, not yet in leadership. I met John Ibekwe there and many other people that were part of the response. And at the time, you know, as a young doctor, early scientist in public health, we had very much focused on a career on managing the patient in front of us. it was HIV that brought me to public health. And it was HIV that brought many people to public health, because HIV showed that through a collection of factors coming together, through advocacy, science, leadership, you can actually bring change to the lives of people. Much more than you can do as a doctor managing one individual. And so, sir, and everyone in this room, is really a demonstration of what it takes. That it takes really, literally, a village to raise a child. And if I think of where many of us are today, really it is because of what we learned from HIV and the struggle. And I realized, in South Africa, in that conference, I remember the keynote was given by a guy called Judge Cameron. I don't know if you remember. He's today a Supreme Court judge in South Africa. I have never forgotten that speech because I was sitting in front, I was very enthusiastic. And he said that the one quote in his speech was that I am a living embodiment of the inequity that exists. That because I can afford the treatment for HIV, I am able to buy life itself. And I cannot live comfortably in a continent where 99% of those people that I live with cannot afford the treatment for this disease. And it was at that moment, in a way, that many of us recognized that there was a struggle that we had to embark on, and it's really glorifying that we can call today and this period a new dawn. So really grateful for everyone in this room that has contributed to that struggle, and many people that have lost their lives. In addition to all those on the screen, I want to recognize one gentleman called Omololu Falobi. If people that have worked on HIV in Nigeria, we remember Omololu as a young journalist working in Punch at the time that pulled us together, government, academia, wherever. And the role he played in galvanizing the Nigerian community against that struggle. So really grateful for everyone that has contributed to this where we are, to our minister, to the leaders, to our leadership, to the UN. Thank you for your effort, but obviously our job is not done. Like Sani said, we have to fully integrate HIV into the public health architecture of our country, take more responsibility for delivering treatment ourselves, and really normalize this as a disease like any other that we can manage within the existing healthcare infrastructure in our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And I stand on the existing protocol. ASWAN stands for Association of Women Living with HIV and AIDS in Nigeria. It's a national network for women and girls living with HIV. Although it's underfunded, let me make the statement in this meeting that ASWAN is underfunded because I know partners are here listening to us. When I watched the video, I started crying with him. I have to step out because the people that I saw in that video, most of them, they are the people that I met in the fight against HIV. They are the people that I met when I tested positive. And some of them are the people that I also, that came to meet me in NEP1. Unfortunately, they are no more. But I'm here talking. I think I see myself as a miracle. Because apart from battling with HIV, I'm still battling with irritable bowel syndrome. I don't know whether it's about aging with HIV that caused it. Because many doctors here may know, because I battled with it for more than almost 2 years. To know what is wrong with me, I don't even know. Dr. Sani Aliyu came to my rescue. It was when Dr. Sani Aliyu came that we were able to actually dictate the problem. And when I started talking to Professor Doko, I said, go and do endoscopy. It was hard. Doing endoscopy, we realized that it was irritable bowel syndrome, which I was told that it has no cure, and I continue to battle with it. But I really thank God to be here, to also meet somebody like Dr. Pat, who has actually given us hope. I remember in 2003, when I walked into Nepal office, HIV, antiretroviral drug was being sold at the rate of 25,000 naira a month. Then, we are selling our things to buy antiretroviral drug, and people who cannot buy are dying. So I happened to meet with Dr. Pat. That's when hope started coming. I'm also looking at this video here. I'm not seeing Dr. Sani Gwazo here. So Dr. Sani was also supposed to be in this, okay, talking about people who have not died, because they mentioned that not only people that have died that are heroes, also people that have not died. Dr. Sani was also actually supposed to be in this meeting, you know, because it's a game changer as well. And Mr. John Ibekwe seated here. I'm very happy to see you. And Professor Idoko, that I can always call even at the middle of the night. I don't care. I will call, because when I have challenge, I felt that I should be talking to professors and the bigger doctors, because actually doctors, we are actually meeting doctors that are gambling with our lives in the facility, that they don't even understand what HIV is all about. We are the one educating them. So when there's challenges, I start talking to people like Professor Idoko, Dr. Sani Aluyu. Even when he's in the UK, I'll continue. I'll even call him at the middle of the night. He's going to respond to me. I want to appreciate you, sir. I also want to thank the US government. I don't know, maybe if I'm not HIV positive, I wouldn't have stepped my leg into the soil of America. 4 years after testing HIV positive, I was given, American government awarded me scholarship to go to the US for 1 month. And I was being sponsored by the US government then. I didn't appear at the embassy. I have a Virgin passport, and the visa was issued for me to be in the US. So, and also, I also appreciate American government also for finding me worthy also among the people that received PEPFAR's Heroes Award during the PEPFAR 15 years anniversary. I saw Dr. Kamara here. Dr. Kamara is also one of the game changers in the fight against HIV. I wish he's here present, because he has always fight for, he will go to Naka and fight Naka for the betterment of people living with HIV. He will walk with his leg and go into that place and say, no, you must do this for people living with HIV. I really appreciate him, and also continue to thank Dr. Erasmus, who has always stand in the gap to ensure that people living with HIV continue to receive the care. Also, my last appreciation will go to our PMTCT ambassador, Dr. Gambo Ali. You remember that you're an ambassador, and it's expected that you are supposed to live up to that expectation. I'm still looking up to you. We are still looking forward. Now, some of us have put in our face, given a face to human HIV. As far back as 2003, 2004, we were on the national television, disclosing our status, to ensure that, just like Dr. Paz said, that if people living with HIV did not come out, the spread will continue to go. So that's why many of us came out on the screen to disclose our status, in order to give other people hope that HIV is not a death sentence. So my own primary focus is on PMTCT. Dr. Gamba Aliyu, the Honorable Minister of Health, Dr. Lauren Nimbe Mamora, this is the second time I'm talking to you. You remember that I spoke to you the other time with the other minister, the bigger minister. I spoke with you, and I'm expecting that as one, a network of women living with HIV should receive the support that they deserve. And with my ambassador, my ambassador should be the one to be speaking for me. Dr. Gamba Aliyu, you are my mouthpiece. I expect you to speak for women living with HIV, please. And I also want to thank Abdul Kadri. He has been a very strong support and a backbone to me. God bless you, and God bless all of us. Thank you.
mention who you are. Who won the fight here?
Okay, I won the fight. I'm Mr. Seidu. Just want to observe all protocols and really give appreciation for the work done. And we commend the book for the history it's going to give to those who are coming in the future, telling the story of what the fight has been all these years. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On a lighter note, my dear sister representing women living with HIV, thank you for the passion which you have just demonstrated. And I always say that in every seemingly bad situation, some good might just come out of it. And I'm quoting you now, that were it not for the fact that you had HIV, probably you would not step on the soil of America. And in all, virtually in all my statements on COVID, I say COVID is a blessing to Nigeria because I know what has changed in the health sector with COVID. Thank you very much. I want to thank those who put it together, particularly that clip which we watched on our heroes and heroines. The challenge is, how would we want to be remembered when we are no longer there? That is the challenge to every one of us regarding that clip. Then let me say that as a former presiding officer, one of the things that I've learned to do is to observe people a lot and listen to their presentation. So when this proceeding started, I discovered that a number of people who spoke, they decided to stand on the protocol. So I noted them, starting from my friend Erasmus on my left, Gambo on my right, Taylor from the audience, Dr. Pat from the audience, Dr. Sonny, Aliu, Dr. Idoko, Peter Hawkins. He tried to avoid standing. What he said was that he's resting. He said he rests, and I rest on the protocol. Maybe in a bid to avoid being prosecuted. But already we have the candidates that stood on the protocol. The implication is that if and when the protocol goes into the ICU or it goes into coma, we have candidates that were prosecuted. And they know themselves. I've mentioned them. So that's why I didn't want to be one of those who were prosecuted. I said, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, But we must not lose the essence of this event. So my prayer for the departed heroes is that may their legacies continue to inspire us, the living. I am delighted to be at this significant occasion of the official presentation of the publication, From the Darkest of Days to a New Dawn, 35 years of the Nigerian response to HIV/AIDS. Immense thanks should appropriately and incontrovertibly go to all those who have made this possible. From visioning to chronicling Nigeria's journey and to the launch event of today. As the UNAIDS country director, Dr. Erasmus, will often say, if you do not tell your own story, someone else will tell it on your behalf, and possibly in a distorted manner. We will all agree that when told on our behalf, the story often does not accurately reflect our standpoint. Today is really an exciting moment because we have had the opportunity to tell our own story in our own way and in our own style. Original, solid, profound, undiluted. There is no doubt that we have come a very long way from the onset of the HIV epidemic in the mid-80s. Many people here will recall the news of the first HIV case, the doubt and disbelief, the perceptions and misconceptions, and the depth of stigma and discrimination that discouraged disclosure. You will also recall that the national treatment program started with a modest target of placing 10,000 adults on treatment. Today, here we are with over 1.7 million people on treatment. Permit me at this juncture to express my profound appreciation to the United States government, the Global Fund, and the United Nations team for the huge financial and technical contributions through the years. The story will probably have been different and less exciting without your support. The presentation of this publication today is timely and could be described as stock-taking on the national HIV/AIDS response. It is timely because we are now a few miles to 2030 UNAIDS 95 target. The lessons from this publication will create a platform for us to build on. The presentation of this publication is also significant because it coincides with the end of the tour of duty to Nigeria for its catalyst, an energetic gentleman, Dr. Erasmus Mora. He is a friend in whom I'm well pleased. Unknown to so many people, Dr. Erasmus Mora and myself have something in common. We are fathers of twins. Caroline, thank you very much. Support. Without peace at home, there cannot be achievement outside. Dr. Erasmus, I would like to specially acknowledge and appreciate you for the passion and the commitment we have enjoyed from you during your sojourn here. For your labor of love, Nigeria owes you a debt of gratitude. And on behalf of the Federal Ministry of Health, I congratulate you on your new role as Director and Representative of the UNAIDS in China, and wish you the very best as you soldier on to the new frontier. Your extremely important achievement of the release of the new dawn. I thank you for your kind attention.
Your Excellency, the Honorable Minister of States for Health, incidentally, I have to mention some names because I'm representing one of the tallest men in Nigeria, Boss Mustafa. So if I stand on existing protocol, I might be blocking some people because of his height. Your Excellency, the U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria, representatives of honorable ministers here present, and the representative of the First Lady, Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Director General of NACA, and the former Directors General who are present here today, as well as my brother, the former DG NCDC, Dr. Chikwe, who is now occupying a very higher position at the top. The World Health Organization country rep, Dr. Walter Molombo, not forgetting my brother, the outgoing UNS country director, Dr. Erasmus Mora, a great man for whom we have gathered here today. The coordinators of the various UN agencies here present. Most importantly, all the activists in the fight against HIV/AIDS that are here present today. The media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, everybody. I am, as I mentioned earlier, representing the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, who incidentally is unavoidably absent here this afternoon. He would have loved to be here, but as you all know, because of the exigencies of his office, he has asked me to represent him and to present his keynote address on this event. So on that note, permit me to read out the keynote address from the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa. Thank you all for coming. I feel greatly honored to be invited to the public launching of the publication titled From the Darkest of Days to a new dawn. 35 years of the Nigerian response to HIV and AIDS, and the opportunity given to me to present this keynote address. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, 35 years is a long journey. And without the commitment and the pivotal role of Nigerians living with HIV, this day would have been a mirage. This partnership is one that has not and would not be taken for granted. Let me remind us that NACA was established as a government agency in 2007 with a mandate to coordinate the multi-sectoral response to HIV and AIDS in Nigeria. However, through this collection of articles, we have the opportunity, a 35 years introspection regarding the sustained fight against the HIV and AIDS epidemic, as well as other diseases of public health and pandemic proportions. As a country, our experiences and structures in the HIV/AIDS response were quite instrumental to our response to COVID-19. For example, the AIDS indicator and the impact survey and other frameworks for our response and some of its health technologies were adapted to responding to COVID-19. It is commendable that Chapter 4 of this publication has carefully documented lessons from the HIV response that were quickly adopted to curtail COVID-19 in this country, which could have been easily dubbed a third world war. The federal government is committed to improving the health of Nigerians and achieving the Sustainable Development Goal 3, and will continue to confront and address the challenges affecting HIV services that constitute a key barrier to accessing HIV treatment. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this keynote address would be incomplete if I fail to acknowledge and applaud the immense contributions of our development partners, especially the U.S. President's Emergency Program for AIDS Relief and the Global Funds to fight AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria, the Joint Nations Program on HIV and AIDS team in Nigeria, that's the UNAIDS, and other bilateral and multilateral organizations. I thank you all for your support and contributions to the HIV response in Nigeria. We could not have achieved this without your support, and we still need you in achieving the last mile. Finally, let me specifically make mention of Dr. Erasmus Mora, the outgoing UNAIDS country director, for his dedicated service to Nigeria. As he ends his mission here and moves to China, be assured of our prayers. I thank you all and wish you God's blessing and blessings to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Zubaida. I think it is important for us as community, as people living with HIV, to say this. And I'm happy this is not coming immediately after the clip of the fallen heroes, because if it is at that time, I may not be able to talk. But we want to also appreciate and recognize a living hero. If I can pick from what Dr. Sani Aliyu and Honorable Minister Adeleke Mamora mentioned. We have something that we feel we can appreciate Erasmus for the effort and energy and also the leadership he has put and contributed to the AIDS response in Nigeria. One of the biggest things I think is to help us to have these memories gathered, which has been launched today. But there are other two major things that we feel as community of people living with HIV will always remember him for those things. One is the technical support he has given and provided to the NICE survey. It has helped us. It has helped us from the dark days and to the reality. And today in Nigeria, we are proud that we have a data, and we have about 1.7 million people on treatment. This is a huge success on our HIV program. The second thing, it is the support we also received from UNAIDS under his office also as a country, with the support of other stakeholders, including the American government and our brother, Dr. Sani, and actually implemented by the current DG, the National Treatment Alignment Program. I heard people talking about sustainability, but without having a clear direction and putting the government of Nigeria at the center and leading the process, we will not be able to get to the promised land or ending the AIDS epidemic. It is on these notes that we feel it is important to remember Erasmus for these two major things, and we have an award to present to him for being a hero. And I think, so I would like to invite the chairman of the Board of Trustees of NEP1 to lead that, and also to have the pleasure to request the presence of few people to join him in presenting the award. We also have a face of the hero that will also be presented. So may I invite 2 men and 4 women, because these are heavy things. Please, I want you to bear with me. The US ambassador should help us come out. Dr. Akudo Epezu, Christy Lanyon, and Azomta Reginald. The 2 men are the Honorable Minister of Health, Dr. Adeleke Mamora, and Dr. Sani Aliyu, to join with the Chairman Board of Trustees of NEP1. How you do it, I don't know. Thank you.
We would also like to invite Mrs. Erasmus.
Wow. I have the honor to be assisted by Her Excellency, the ambassador of America to Nigeria. Who is this handsome man? Who is this handsome man? Oh, it's just by me here. Mrs. Erasmus, you are lucky. On behalf of NEP 1, it is my honor and privilege to present to you your own photograph. I think my simple assignment is over. Perhaps you would like to respond.
No response, just to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much. Please take your seat. At this juncture, we would like to invite Senator Diko Odujiron, the chairman of the board of NACA, to give us the vote of thanks. Senator.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to follow the example of the Honorable Minister of State, so that I don't stand or sit on the existing protocol. When I got this invite about a week ago, and to know that Erasmus will be leaving us, I said it's a duty that I should be here. And I decided to leave all other things to honor this great man. I wanted to call him this great Nigerian, but I know he has many caps. This great man, and I'm happy to be here. Let me start by expressing our deepest appreciation to our people living with HIV, civil society, and other actors whose stories and lives have been documented and celebrated here today. In addition, we are grateful to the HIV activist leaders, some of whom were able to join us at this event. My profound gratitude goes to the President of the Federal Republic, Muhammad Buhari, JCFR, for his commitment to the cause of HIV in Nigeria by stepping up federal government funding of treatment for additional 50,000 clients every year since 2020, which has enabled us to place 1.7 million people on treatment. My appreciation also goes to the Secretary of the Federal Government, Mr. Boss Mustafa, for his leadership role and support in the HIV national response, and for being represented at this event today. I also appreciate the Honorable Minister of State for Health, my brother and compatriot, Dr. Olorin Bebamora. We both hail from Ogun State and from the same senatorial district. So he's our leader from that district. I appreciate you, sir. My gratitude also goes to allies, partners, donors, specifically PEPFAR, Your Excellency, Ambassador of the US, Global Fund, UN family, for their unstinted cooperation and support that has created narratives within this publication. Let me express our gratitude to the private sector for their contribution and partnership with the government of Nigeria, especially in the establishment of the HIV Trust Fund of Nigeria. Let me commend the DG Dhaka, Dr. Gambo Aliu and his team for their commitment and support throughout the process. Without their unflinching support and cooperation, we could not have achieved so much. Through him, we also commend the past Directors General, Professor Edoko, Dr. Sani Aliu, and posthumously, my brother and friend, Dr. Babatunde Oshotimei, whose wife, Funke, is here today. Funke, you're welcome. Our special thanks go to the over 150 authors and contributors of this publication, together with a team of consultants that worked on the project. My gratitude also goes to all members of the planning team who have worked so hard and tirelessly to make this occasion a resounding success. They have undoubtedly done us proud. Let me, in conclusion, express our profound gratitude to the UN system for supporting the New Dawn publication and for hosting this event. As for Dr. Erasmus Mora, the incoming Chinese in our midst, it is clear the HIV response in Nigeria has benefited a great deal from your dedication and leadership. And we wish to thank you and wish you well in your new role in the People's Republic of China. May the Almighty bless each and every one of us, grant you all journey mercies, and I wish you well. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. That was Senator